let's talk about something else that's also very popular right now. I read a book by the author Plötz. He is kind of a very, well-recognized keynote speaker in Germany, and he wrote a book that translates to, dream job keynote speaker. Now, you are not exactly like a typical keynote speaker who's doing this for like his, it's not your main job, right? But you definitely have experience speaking, and you are lecturing at universities, you are in front of people, and you give a lot of talks. Now,
There's actually another revenue stream, by the way.
yeah.
So it's not my main job, but I started
Yeah.
already for over a year to have it as a revenue stream.
Yes, right. So it's so even better. Like you're obviously earning money from that, and you're not doing that like only for free, right? Now, I see a lot of like when I scroll through my Instagram feed or when I go on Facebook, I see a lot of guys trying to make it as speakers. Like very young guys sometimes. Giving the impression that they are the next big speakers, and it seems that there are kind of people go about this in two ways. Some do like fake it until they make it. Kind of they just start speaking, and they don't really like. I would say they don't have big experiences, and they like didn't become like a professional in some area of their life. And some then go the traditional way, like they build something, they establish something, they build experience, and then very naturally, like they also get into the speaking business, right? They get requests from outside. So, just from your personal experience, what is your advice? How to go about this? If you're a young lad watching this video now from the US or from Germany or from China, and you're dreaming of becoming a speaker, how to go about it?
First of all, I would strongly suggest to master the art of public speaking. And I mean it. I am extremely passionate about any form of communication. Seriously, I've been studying at university. I've been specializing in innovation management, but part of the subjects that I've been really keeping an eye on is anything related to communication. So from a marketing point of view, but also from a public speaking point of view, studying the psychology behind body language or something. And this is something that I've been fortunate and able to even teach at the university. I would say start by studying the art of public speaking, because it's really an art. It's not something that you can put together. Okay, whatever. I sent out this message. You need to be able to enter inside like people's mind. You need to be able to deliver the clear message out there, and you need to master the skills. And then most beautiful things, of course, is then practicing it, because the more you practice, the better you become at this.
Yeah.
So, but at least at the beginning, you really need to have a clear understanding about what it is, how you're supposed to position yourself, for example. So studying a little bit of this, and then faking until you make it, or like starting building out value. Well, this will go like really naturally. That will happen. I mean, sometimes you get invited, and then you can possibly leverage that that event or that keynote that you delivered. But in regards, it's not a matter like a fake it until you make it. It's more a matter of like being able to leverage those real things of your background, so the real things that you actually did.
Yeah.
So leverage those. So what I think is that sometimes people are a little bit like lacking of this sort of skill, like being able to properly leverage something that is there, is part of yourself, is within your background, it's your experience. But if you're really able to leverage that, towards what your goal is, then you're able to get closer and closer and closer. So if your goal is become a public speaker, of course, you need to be able to maybe start with a little workshop, with a little hackathon, with a little whatever event that you could be part of. And maybe at the beginning you could be, as a mentor, and then as a facilitator or something. But somehow these are opportunities for you to practice that.
Yeah.
So this is really important. And then like one day, of course, you may get the chance to, jump on a stage and talk in front of a few thousand people. That is fascinating, but you really need to get there gradually. You cannot, like, if you have no experience,
Yeah.
to get there and talk. Otherwise, you won't be able to deliver anything.
Yeah.
You go like panicking, or eventually your performance will be like whatever, like be there reading or something, or be
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. So it's really a lot. And so I think that if someone is passionate about this art of communication, then of course this is somehow the process. The other piece of advice, it could be having a focus again. I keep repeating this word in this video, focus, but I really think this is really important.
Yeah.
No matter what we're doing, being focused on that. If you have a focus somehow, if you're passionate about that thing, if you're passionate about marketing, if you're passionate about innovation, if you're passionate about cooking, if you're passionate about dancing, whatever, just really be a topic. So somehow you are recognized as the expert in that little niche. It doesn't need to be huge, that niche. But then, step by step, you're able to, again, position yourself as someone that is knowledgeable about that. So that is really important. On my side, I feel like being the sort of mission of want to simplify the concept of innovation. So again, if something that comes from a passion of yours, and you feel really like involved and engaged in what you're doing, and step by step you will get there, of course.
Yeah. I especially like the point you mentioned about kind of digging very deep and finding out what you can leverage about yourself that kind of provides value to the people, right? Because that's actually one thing I also tell, like, very young people who try to network with other people, kind of people who ask me, there's this one managing director who I want to get in touch with via LinkedIn, and like, how should I network with him? And I always tell people, like, of course it's networking, you need to provide some value. And now, if you're a young guy, maybe you're 20 years old, like the question that always comes up is, I'm so young, like, what value can I provide? I know nothing compared to this guy. But then it's like, you need to dig very deeply, There are certainly some things about yourself that can provide value to this man. Same thing in speaking. There are some things you experience yourself in your life that you can talk about, and they will provide value indeed for a lot of people, even if you're 16, 20, 25 years old, right?
Absolutely, yes. So again, it's more a matter of like looking at your background and being able to read that the right way.
Yeah.
Seriously, read that the right way. So somehow you can spot some highlights, some points that you can use, you can leverage in order to achieve a goal of yours.
Yeah.
It's always a matter of that. It's always a matter of that.
Yeah.
Seriously.